Stand by. It's a slice of my youth. The Goodies on. I was obsessed when I was a kid. Obsessed. To me, they were the funniest show on telly. I watched them every week. Put me off baked beans, as I remember. I bought the records, Nappy Love, Cricklewood. What? I bought the book, but I remember there were topless photos there that burnt my eyes, so I closed them. At last, it's all out on DVD. Marvellous. It's the Goodies. Will you meet Bill, Oddie and Graeme Garden? Hello, gents.
Hello. We're impressed already. In memory of that, you reminded us of some things that we were deeply embarrassed about. Not least the fact that the topless photographs were me.
Yeah, they were. It was a calendar. I think you were ahead of the WI doing tasteful nudity, weren't you, Graeme?
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely right, yes.
Because we did a calendar, didn't we? There was a calendar in one of the books, yeah.
Mr. December and all that.
I've still got the books. Will they be worth anything on eBay, do you think?
I can promise you they're not, because I recently appeared on Cash in the Attic and attempted to auction several Goodies memorabilia, and some of them absolutely went for nothing. Actually, I say not. The one thing that did go for a lot, which Graeme doesn't know, I've sold you, Graeme, was an original script we had with some of the drawings of the sort of storyboard of it and that sort of thing. And I'd said to the organiser, I said, this will go to Australia. And sure enough, I don't know how they do it, you know, because the programme hasn't even been out. It must be done basically in cyberspace. But yes, indeed, the most money came from Australia. So, yeah, go on, try it in Australia.
I'll have a go.
Books? Did you sell any books?
I don't think I tried to sell any books, no.
Bernie, are your books signed?
No, can I send them to you, Graeme?
No, they're worth more unsigned.
Oh, are they? You say the storyboards. They were storyboarded. This is the thing. How much work was involved? Because they all had storylines, they all had animation, they all had outside and inside photography, didn't they?
Yeah. A lot of work went into it because although it was quite a good budget we had, it wasn't quite as big as it looks on screen. Partly because we planned everything, meticulous detail. We did the storyboards. Our smashing director, Jim Franklin, used to draw them. So that when we actually got on the location shooting, not a moment was wasted. We knew exactly what the next setup would be and sort of ploughed on.
Graeme is being very modest there because he often drew storyboards as well, and I can say this now, I preferred your storyboards. I think they were better.
They just looked a bit more like the Beano, that's all.
They were sometimes in colour.
Oh, yes.
It took a long time to get renewed respect and recognition, didn't it, for the Goodies? The BBC...
I don't think we have.
Well, I disagree. I think you have, really. You had the stage show that brought it back.
That's true. That was down to our Australian fans, because the show is still very popular in Australia. In fact, it's going out at the moment. And it's been repeated pretty well continuously since it first aired. And so we took the show to Australia and on the stage, you know, reminiscing and showing clips of the programmes. And that was a very warm reception we got down
That
there.
actually... It's not an interruption, I'm trying to continue. I'm notorious for interrupting, and I feel guilty already.
So anyway, as I was saying...
Go on, Bill.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I know, yeah, that allowed us to, I think, lay a little bit of envy that I had, and I think perhaps we all had, of comedy having become, as they say, the new rock and roll. You know, I remember when that happened with Newman and Baddiel years ago. But the fact that nowadays any show is on the road within a year or two, you know, making enormous amounts of money and playing to huge audiences. Yeah. And we'd not done that at all. And that experience in Australia, I went along on the first one, was fantastic. It really was. You know, suddenly we're playing sort of 3,000-seater arena in Sydney, and they're lovely and enthusiastic and totally supportive, and, you know, so that was great. And they were thinking, well, yeah, that made us, actually, when you think of it, I suppose the new comics are doing that every night, aren't they? Well, they're loved every night.
Yeah, but time will tell whether the Michael McIntyres and the John Bishops who go almost like that to the big arenas will be remembered fondly in 40 years. years, or even if they'll have a career that will extend beyond a decade.
They don't need to be remembered. They'll be so rich.
Don't be bitter, Graeme.
No, he's not me.
There must be money from Radio 4. There must be.
We've actually...
Yes, we have to pay them quite a lot.
We've had a very nice life, and we owe a lot to the BBC.
Yes, we do.
Well, I always thought you were a BBC product, but LWT, yeah?
Yes, that... do you want to tell this sad story, Ryan?
Well, yes, the final series that we did was with LWT, because the BBC had been... we never were on a long-term contract. It was from one series to the next, and the BBC were taking a long time, almost a year, to let us know if they wanted any more. Partly because their visual effects budget was being split between us, Doctor Who, and, just at that time, The Hitchhiker's Guide on TV. And they wouldn't sort of give us a firm commitment. And at the same time, London Weekend came shopping and persuaded us to go and do a series there, or in fact 3 series, but we only made 1 because they were too expensive to do any more.
And they're included in this package. You can get At Last for the 40th celebration, which is 8 DVDs in one box set with
Really?
32. I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
They are, yeah.
I didn't realise that. That's very good.
There you are.
Yeah, and yes, they're coming out in a
Are we?
40th anniversary.
After 40 years.
Come on, embrace the feminine
I'm
side.
too old to really enjoy it, frankly, myself.
And there was a little sort of tickle of interest a few years ago when they made a show called The Return of the Goodies, which was a sort of a celebration of the show.
Yes.
It's being repeated next Saturday.
Very good. So we're not only coming out, but we're coming out with a tickle of interest, Bill.
Tickle of it, yes. Come out with a tickle. It's a good way to do it.
And then the records, the chart hits before the hits. This is me going into stalker anorak mode here.
Oh, this is going to be...
There was The World Of, with All Things Bright and Beautiful.
Oh, my goodness me. Yeah, well... Oh, blimey. What were you going to say, actually? I've got nothing to say about it. I suppose it was fitting a format which seemed to be working quite well, of putting a song which shouldn't really be a rock song to a rock rhythm. But it's probably related to the Joe Cocker version of that I did of Oakley Moor Bar Tat, which wasn't a hit, but was apparently one of John Peel's favourite records in his little box, which they featured. So I guess that was something to do with me, that let's have the rock and roll version of All Things Bright and Beautiful.
And you love your music. We've spoken before about your love of Prince, in particular, you adore, and it's so odd, because my favourite record from 1974 was Black Pudding Bertha, and it's difficult to square that.
Hey, we gotta tell you this. We gotta tell you this. Earlier this week, we were doing an interview, and the next person on was
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
Yes.
And Alice, bless him, as we're allowed to call, or Al, or Liss, we're allowed to call him. They played Black Pudding Bertha, and he was grooving along.
There you are.
Grooving along, so that's real good.
What's not to love? It's a great little record. Great little record. And he, Alice Cooper, I saw him last Sunday doing the paper review with Andrew Marr. What's happened to the world? When Alice Cooper's doing a paper review.
Alice Cooper's more intelligent than most people who do that. I think it's terrific.
And how are you, Bill? You sound in rude health. You have so many people who love your work and were very concerned when you fell ill. How are you now?
I'm fine, actually. It was a long and, it's not a cheery story to say the least, but yes, I've got a history of the last 10 years of depression and stuff, and that was re-diagnosed, more information you probably want, as bipolar, which I think actually fits the facts far better. And having switched medication, I have been fine this year, and please God it continues that way, and I'm enjoying myself a lot. And to tell you the truth, I'm realising that some of the things I was doing in my work, most of them were great, but there was a certain ethos and atmosphere about being in broadcasting, an element to it that I don't think I was enjoying very much. And
what, the treadmill aspect?
No.
I'm digging, Graeme, I'm digging.
Yeah, you're not going to get any further either. You have to go up into the upper echelons of management.
Oh, that old thing. I understand.
Yeah, Victoria Wood put it quite well in the papers the other week.
We read it, yes. Yeah, we read it. And where's Tim?
Who knows? You might well ask us a question on all our lips. Do you know where he is?
Yeah, I don't know where he is today.
He's coming today.
No, he's not, no.
Really?
No, he's come out with a tickle.
Yeah, Graham's only just broken that news to me. I didn't know. I was expecting Tim to come along.
Oh, really?
It's going to be so much easier.
You wouldn't have come otherwise.
Well, God bless the goodies. If you like them, it's all out. You can get the 40th anniversary box set of 8 discs, and then there are loads of double DVD packages. And you have no idea the difference you made to my childhood, fellas. So thank you very much.
Well,
Thank you, Bernie.
if you've got children, Bernie.
I don't know.
Oh, we'll get some because they'll love it.
No, I can't. I'm still staying in with my tickle. I'm not coming out with my...
Thanks ever so much.